Hey, welcome to the very first piano lesson of Piano by Chords. This is a demonstration piano lesson and there's gonna be 4 of them, and these 4 piano lessons will show you what we're gonna do in this piano course, okay? How are we gonna learn to accompany piano by chords? I'm gonna start with introducing myself. My name is David Itzhaki. I'm the webmaster of Piano-Play-It.com, and I've been teaching piano for the past 15 years. During the last 7 years, Ido Ronen has joined me and we became partners for the website. And what we do is providing online piano lessons for you guys so you can learn how to accompany yourself on the piano and learn to read piano notes. And so lately we came up with this piano course which we have been working on for the past whole year, and we decided we're gonna give you something unique that you haven't seen anywhere else, where you're gonna learn how to accompany yourselves on the piano, learning all the different piano chords and using some really nice grooves. So some of you often ask me, how do I know what to do with the left hand, and how do I know which rhythm I have to play? I know the chords, but I don't know what to do with the rhythm. So we're gonna solve that problem really thorough. So you're gonna know exactly what to do with each hand, and we're gonna learn many genres. We're gonna learn how to play bossa nova and blues and pop and rock and reggae, and we're gonna play really wonderful popular songs that you're gonna love, like One Love by Bob Marley and Someone Like You by Adele, and many others like Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, and lots of Beatles songs like Let It Be, and we're gonna play also Imagine by John Lennon. So there's a lot to do and we have a lot to catch up. But to begin with, I'd like to show you an example on how we're gonna learn to play piano by chords. So what we're gonna do is learn the first 3 chords, C, F, and G 7th. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to play them on the piano, and we're gonna use these 3 chords in order to play the song I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, which is a great song. I can't get no satisfaction. So as you can see, I'm not into being serious that much. I would like us to have fun, okay? This is like my thing going on. So I hope you like it, and let me show you how we learn to form chords. And I promise that after we learn how to form the chords, we're gonna learn the song, and then we're gonna add some nice groove to it. This is gonna be what we're gonna do in the demonstration piano lessons. Okay, so they're for free. Let's just have fun together, and later on you can decide if piano by chords is something for you. Okay, so to begin with, remember that these are demonstration lessons, and so I'm giving you a sort of a brief explanation in here so we can move quickly to playing the piano. But if you'll get the full course, I'm going to give you a very thorough explanation that on the long run is going to be more efficient. So I'm starting with keyboard orientation. What we have is black keys and white keys. And the black keys are divided to groups of 3s and 2s. Okay, 3s and 2s. That helps us to find each and every key on the piano. The notes are named after the alphabetic letters in English, and so this one right here is A. How do you find it? You see 2 black keys to the left and 1 white key to the right. Okay, so if you go here, you see that we have another A note. We have a few. Okay, and the distance between one A note and the other is called an octave, just so you know. So if you go from A, 1 white key to the right, you get the B note. C, D, E, F, G. Okay, and that should do for now. Why? Because now you should be able to name each and every key on the piano relating to the white keys, which are the only keys we're gonna deal with at this moment. Right now, what we're gonna do is start learning our very first 3 major chords. What do I mean when I say major chords? To begin with, a chord is a combination of three notes that create a certain impression when they are played at the same time. This one here is C major, for example, and it has a sort of a happy impression. The major chords are related to being happy, okay? So this is how you play it. You play C, E, and G, okay? How do you find the C? This one here is A, right? Two black keys to the left and one white key to the right, and then I go B, C, okay? And then if I want to build the rest of the chord, I omit the D, I go to E, I omit the F and go to G. C, E, G with the first, third, and fifth fingers. This one right here is the G chord, B, D, and G with the first, second, and fifth fingers. And this one right here is the F chord, C, F, and A with the first, third, and fifth fingers. So C, G, and F. Okay, so in order to play the next song, I would like to add an extra chord, which is almost the same chord as a G chord with one extra note, the seventh note. Later on in our piano course, if you're subscribed, I'll demonstrate how to build and form a G7th chord and what's the function of the chord. But for now, I just want to show you how to play it so we can use it nicely in I Can't Get No Satisfaction, which is the next song we're gonna play. So if we had a G chord, which is B, D, G, with the first, second, and fifth fingers, the only thing we have to do in order to play a G7th chord is to add the F note right here with the fourth note. So B, D, F with the fourth finger, and G with the fifth. Okay, that's G7th, and we play the G in the bass, or maybe an octave lower. Okay, so now except from playing C major, which you are already familiar with by now, and F and G, we also have an extra chord, G7th, with the F right here. Okay? Okay, so now that we know how to play C major, F major, G major, and G7th, I'd like us to practice a few chord progressions that also exist in I Can't Get No Satisfaction. So we start practicing only these chord progressions, and later on we'll combine that to a whole song. So what I'd like to start with is moving from C, E, G, and C in the bass, to F. So from C to F, what we have to do is take these two notes right here, E and E and G, and move one white key to the right. The rest remains, and in the left hand we move with the second finger to F and back. So these move back to C. Okay, so C, 2, 3, 4, moving to F, 2, 3, and back to C. That's one chord progression. Now let's move from C to G7th and back to G. So C. Now we have to play 4 notes with the right hand. First, the left hand will play G right here. The thumb of the right hand will go to B. You see the second finger? It is free now and it is ready to play the D note. We're gonna leave the fifth finger on G and add the fourth finger on F. So from G, C, we go, here is the second finger, thumb goes to the left, I add the fourth finger and back. So, C, 2, 3, 4, G7th, 2, 3, 4, and now when I want to go back, here's the third finger ready to go back to E, while bringing the thumb back again to C, leaving the fourth finger and keeping the fifth finger on G. So, C, 2, 3, 4, G7, 2, 3, 4, and C, 2, 3, 4, okay? And the last chord progression I'd like you to do is moving from C to F to G7th and then back again to C. So I start with the C major chord, 3, 4, taking my upper 2 notes right here, 1 white key to the right, 2, 3, 4, and now I'd like to move to G 7th. So here's B, the thumb goes to B, 2nd finger on D, 4th finger on F, and 5th on G, and back to C. Okay, so the hardest part is moving from F to taking the 2nd finger to D and thumb to B, and 4th finger on F, 3, and back to C. So I'm showing you this chord progression one last time. C, 2, 3, 4, moving to F, 2, 3, 4, G 7th, 2, 3, and back to C, 2, 3, 4. I believe right now this is gonna be enough like to be ready for I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Okay, so before we move on to playing the song I Can't Get No Satisfaction, there is one important thing I'd like to show you on how to practice the chord progressions I have just showed you. So the thing is that in order to move from C to F with the right hand, you basically have to lift your hand, aim it to the fingers of the new chord, and then fall to the new chord. But in music we would like to create continuity, so actually the default is that we would like to move very smoothly from one note to the other, and if it's not necessary, we would like to make sure we don't have a pause between one note and the other. So not play C, then lift, and then F. Instead, we will first fall to the C, then to the next piano key, and only then will we lift the previous note. So then we make sure we don't have any break between C and F. So from F to G, I first fall to G, then I lift the F, I first fall to C, and then I lift the G. Every time you fall to the new key, and then you lift up the previous key. In the right hand, it's not possible. And so, actually, what we have to do is make sure that in the left hand, while lifting up the right hand, we are still playing the previous note. And only when we fall to the chord and the bass note of the new chord, only then will we lift the previous key in the left hand. Okay, so now moving to G, I leave the F pressed while going to G with the right hand, pointing the thumb to G, the first finger, falling to the new chord, and then I lift up the previous note, the F note. Now if I want to go back to C, I'll lift up this G, I point my fingers to C, the 5th finger here to C, and then I lift the G. Note, not a moment before, so make sure that you are really taking care of the small details in the left hand. Okay, this is called legato, and it's from Italian, and it means smoothly and connected. So you play connected with the right hand, with the left hand, sorry, you play connected with the left hand while switching the chords in the right hand. So try to play legato while moving between the chord progressions with each and every chord progression I have showed you. Okay, so as you can see, we have 3 chords, C major, F, and G 7th, okay? And I showed you exactly how to lay your hand in the suitable inversion, so you know just exactly how to do it with the right and with the left hand. And what I suggest now is that you practice moving between these chords, okay? So what you have to do is keep the left hand legato, as I explained in the next to the piano, and move smoothly from one chord to the other, practicing, working on the slow movement, and that you're sounding great. Now, as opposed to other piano courses, what I'm really honest, I'm not gonna offer some magical formulas, okay? You have to take your time and to learn how to practice, and I'm gonna give you a lot of tips about that, and I'm gonna be thorough. I'm gonna give you exactly what you need in order to solve all those little doubts that you probably have in your head. Take your time, work on moving between the chord inversions, and on the next piano lesson I'm already gonna show you how to play the chords of I Can't Get No Satisfaction. I hope you enjoyed this first demonstration, and I'll see you in the next one, and until then, bye.